Proverbs 25:16 says, "Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it." I am happy to say that as much as I have always loved honey, I've never eaten so much that I got sick on it. What I find incredible is the fact that there are people out there who don't even like honey. So, as we've discussed, if you're one of those people with crippled taste buds who don't like the taste of honey, just think of some other type of syrup or liquid nourishment. The lesson still fits. But the picture is really of someone 3,000 years ago traveling by foot or even by mule or donkey or horse. For whatever reason, they've become hungry. Maybe their trip was longer than they expected, or they've lost their food supplies, or something like that has happened. But here's a guy traveling alone in the tropical heat of the Middle East, and his blood sugar may be low, his stomach is growling or cramping from hunger. He's low on energy and needs sustenance. A great illustration of this sort of thing is found in 1 Samuel 14, verses 14 to 27, where King Saul forbid the men of the armies of Israel from eating anything until the battle was over, and he put a curse on anyone who would do so. But his son Jonathan, who had started the whole thing, was with his armor bearer, and they weren't around when Saul pronounced that curse. So as the day dragged on and the heat bore on, Saul's hungry, exhausted men were walking and marching probably, and they went right past a beehive filled with honey, but they walked past without taking any of it and eating it, just as they were ordered. But as Jonathan caught up to the army, he saw the honey, and he dipped his rod in it, and he lapped up a few spoonfuls of that amazing nectar. And the text says his eyes were enlightened. You can go read the rest of the story in 1 Samuel 14, but that gives you the picture we see here in Proverbs. Parched, hungry, and in need of nourishment, and you stumble upon a hive of honey. Jackpot! But don't let your famished condition cause you to lose your sense of proportionality. Eat what you need, and that's all. If you can store some for later, that's wise. But only consume what will give you the energy needed. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited. And just as we started out by saying, if you don't like honey, you can think of it in terms of other sorts of food that you really enjoy, and the same wisdom applies. But this is also meant to apply beyond food, obviously. You can overdo anything and cause harm. As the old saying goes, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. As we've pointed out, a lot of those old sayings are nothing but rip-offs or modifications of biblical truths, and this is another case. Even the Bible itself can be a case in point. I know a guy years ago who became a Christian, and then all he wanted to do is sit around and read the Bible and talk about the Bible. And that may sound good, but I mean, that's all he wanted to do. All of his waking hours, he dropped out of life. He stopped doing homework. He was still in school, and he didn't want to work. He got in trouble. He would go to work and stand around reading his Bible and talking while on the clock, which is really stealing from his employer. He lost friendships by simply ignoring them. They would call, and he wouldn't want to go anywhere. He wouldn't want them to even come over. He just wanted to sit around reading his Bible unless they wanted to come over and read it with him and talk to him about the Bible. His physical health even began to fail. Eventually, he did snap out of it. But for a while there, he was ruining his life. And he was, ironically, ruining his life with the best thing on earth, the Bible. The Bible itself tells us to live life. We have responsibilities. And the monastic life and other forms of extremism just aren't good. God's Word is good. Prayer is good. Evangelism is good. Psalms, hymns, spiritual song singing is good. Church attendance is good. But everything in its proper place, and nothing to such extremes that it hurts you and those around you. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomited. Be wise even with the good things in life.